Hello, I'm Jeffrey Goodman. Welcome to Musicians Roundtable. Today, I'm very pleased and happy to have as our guests Ben Salfield and Luke Tyrrell. Ben is one of the great renowned lutenists from England, and Luke is an up-and-coming young classical guitarist who's going to be going on a concert tour in Cornwall and within the next few weeks. So, Ben, how are you doing today?
It's great to see you, Jeff. I'm doing very well.
Excellent. And Luke, I understand you're in London.
Yeah, in London today. Yeah, great to see you. Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Very cool. So, Ben, I was going to ask you to introduce Luke as a musician and classical guitarist a bit, and then we'll get right on to the program that he's going to be performing soon.
Yeah, well, I first met Luke Tyrrell as one of the performers at Helly's 2023, and I had several hundred people vying for this last lunchtime spot, and I'd had a bit of flu, and I hadn't really got round to replying to all the emails for a couple of days, and I had this. I was up very late one night, well, my usual start at 4 a.m. watching YouTube and stuff, and I came across a video of Luke's and did a bit of research, gave him a call, had a great conversation, and pretty much offered him a contract to perform that last spot immediately. And it was a few months later. Well, that was October 2022, and then in August, and Luke was sitting backstage, and there was a dressing room full of people speaking Polish, and the local MP and the mayor and a few other people. And he started warming up while we were partaking of the buffet and wine, and everyone just stopped. And somebody went, "Wow!" And at that point, I was sort of okay, and I left the room, sort of punched the air secretly, and thought, "Yes, job done." And yeah, that's Luke
Wonderful.
from my perspective.
So, Luke, I see that you have a fascinating program, and we'll post the program itself on the in the notes of the YouTube video that we're making. Could you go through the program and introduce some of the music that you'll be playing and discuss it for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really excited about this set. I think it's probably my most ambitious set that I've performed so far in my career, and it's easily going to be my favorite. I think I always try to strike a balance between the familiar sort of things that are hits and are hits for a reason, and things that people maybe haven't come across before. And so on the side of things that people be familiar with, we have uh, Carragher's Gran Jota and a short Lebet Catalonian song. But really, the bulk of the performance is going to be made up of these little oddities that I've collected over the years. I think the work that I find most rewarding in my career is all sort of for the sake of archivism. I was listening to an album by my tutor Graham Devine, and there was a piece called Batacada, Cenas Brasileiras number 7. And I heard the piece, and it's fantastic. And there's a few versions of this piece, and it's really exciting Brazilian music. Cenas Brasileiras, Cenas 10 Brasileiras, sort of Brazilian songs. And I'm thinking this is great, but where are the other 9 pieces? Expecting them to be just as popular as this one, but they're very very few recordings. There's a couple which are more popular, but for the most part, maybe 7 of the 10 very rarely recorded. Most of them appear on an album by Maria Livia São Marcos from 1971, and that's the last time that they've been recorded. And this is a tremendous shame. And my fear is that if something were to happen to this album, maybe its license wasn't renewed on Spotify or something, or it just gets lost over time, then when someone like me becomes interested in this music, they have no point of reference. And for me, that's a scary thought. And so I'm very proud to have this music in my set. And I really hope that when people hear me play some of these lesser known movements, I hope it sparks their interest and that they go and look for the other movements. And really the Heinze Concordancias movements, similar sort of thing. These appear at the end of Victor Villadangos, his second Argentinian album. Heard those, looked for other versions. It's really just him who has a recording. And Victor was very, very kind and sent me the score a couple of years ago. And the most recent thing that I've picked up for this set is Sans Lemathe's La Frontera de Dios, which I heard. I can't remember who I heard play it. Not 100% sure. That's bad. But heard the movements, loved it. Thought it was fantastic. And then I'm looking at the music, and somehow I completely missed it. At the top of the page is Música para la película Frontera de Dios. And I tried to go back to my old Spanish classes as a kid and remember what película meant. Of course, film, music from the film Frontera de los Dios. And so immediately, as my second to music, one of my great passions is film. And so I'm thinking this is perfect. I can merge film and classical guitar together. This is music from the soundtrack. I just need to find the film. The film's nowhere to be seen. It's already lost. And so it feels even more important to play this music and just keep it going because it's all great stuff. And I do think that behind every work of art, there's someone who's put an awful lot of time and a bit of themselves into it. And so it deserves to be maintained and looked after and interpreted and archived so that people like me who just want to put together a nice concert for people to listen to. It's always great to hear when people something you've performed something catches someone's curiosity. One of the things that I talk about quite a lot in my set at the moment is before I play the Jose Sonata, the Sonata para Guitar, I talk about the Spanish Civil War and how when I came to this piece, I've been playing it for a few years now. It's a huge, huge work. And before I came to that piece, I was pretty ignorant of the Spanish Civil War and especially of Antonio Jose. And after I hear his story, how he was murdered by the Franco government and just horrified by the fact that he was so young when this happened, I got more interested in the Civil War and started reading George Orwell, Sartre, Laurie Lee, all of these artists who were hugely influenced by this war that I knew nothing about. And so one of the best bits of feedback that I ever received after a concert was someone said, "Oh, I feel like I don't know much about the Spanish Civil War. I'm going to go home and I'm going to research this." And so whether it's researching the music or researching the history and the composers, I just want to spark some curiosity.
Well, I think you will do that and more. And I'm really glad that Ben has uh, and you guys are working together to put the concerts together, and you are presenting this music. So I want to thank you both for visiting with me today here in Los Angeles. I wish I could only be in Cornwall and sneak into the concerts, but I'm sure they're great. They will be great. And going to wish you all the best, and hopefully we can get together again before too long and check to see what you are up to at that point. Because I know for sure from what we've discussed today, it'll be most interesting and illuminating. So
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Jeff. It's been great.